Located in the heart of Cairo, spanning to the pre-dynastic era to the Greco-Roman era, and considered to be one of the most popular touristic Egyptian destinations in the world, Minna Dessouina Cruise.
A very good day, Mrs. Mounira Mohammed Hamdy. It's a pleasure to have you with us here in Nile Cruise. Mrs. Mounira, you are the head of the cultural activities at the Egyptian Museum here in Egypt. A very good day.
Yeah, thank you.
We start off with what makes the museum different from other museums?
The Egyptian Museum in Tahrir, yes, it's a unique museum because our museum is recording in the UNESCO as a heritage building. It's not about the artifact or object itself. It's about the building and the history of the building and the area downtown and everything. So it's not like any other museum. It's a special museum for what it contains and the history of the building itself.
How long has the building been and what about the history of the building are you referring to?
Yes, it's opening in 1902. So it's a very long time. Even the showcases, it's just like the ancient, like a heritage pieces. The walls, everything. Even we are doing in our renew of the museum. We start to make the painting and the decoration go back to the original one since 1902, to be in a very special way.
Wonderful. When and why was the Egyptian Museum established?
It's opening in 1902, as I told you, yes. And of course they have a ceremony of the opening of the museum, and every year we have making a ceremony of the anniversary of the museum for celebrating the opening of the museum, yes. And I have activities like temporary exhibition according to the Egyptian Museum and its activities in the museum, yes.
Okay, what does this museum represent to the culture tourism map in Egypt, as you are here at the head, of course, of the cultural activities in the museum?
Yes, we have here in the museum different activities, especially culture. We have a summer season of lecture, and we also have a training program for the student of the archaeologist university, and also we have for the children programs, especially for the children, for to make them know and contact directly with the children and the other ages, with the adult also, to have a direct contact with them, to the object and to the museum itself, yes.
Okay, how do you see that the children will take advantage of this cultural activities that you're teaching in the future and use as archaeologists, as children that know more about their country? If we're discussing schools, then we're introducing history to the students. If we're discussing, of course, archaeologists, that we're teaching something new or introducing something new, then they are archaeologists that decided to be archaeologists. But I care more for the young students. What?
The children, when they are in the schools, you mean? Yes, we make a training program for them, and programs to be a direct for the pieces itself. We have replica pieces in the Children Museum and the Education Department to make the children itself to have touch the replica, and even we make them know how they make the mummification operations. There is how they were wrapping and drawing what they are, the items of ancient Egyptian decorations, crowns, and the lasers, manuscript, everything. Every item in ancient Egyptian Egyptian civilization, we try to make a direct contact with the children, and they make it by their hand. And we make a lot of activity with the children, and they love it actually. Even in the time of the school, our members in the education section and in the children museum, they go directly to the school and teach them sometimes the ancient Egyptian language, the inscription, how they can write their names in hieroglyphic, and also a lot of different kind of ancient Egyptian history. So we have a direct contact with the children, and they love it. Amazing. They make an amazing activities with us, and they hope, yes, they would like to be archaeologists, and they keep our heritage. They love our heritage actually. So I expect this generation be more active and more accurate with our ancient civilization and ancient Egypt actually. Yes.
How can the students at schools participate in your programs?
Actually, we make announcing in the Facebook page, and we have a website of the Egyptian official website in the Egyptian museum. So we announce this program in the Facebook page, and they can participate, the children, and also in the time of studying, we go have a contact with the school itself, and our colleague go to them and give them a lecture, and they give them teach them a lot of things about ancient Egyptian.
How do you view the feedback of the children participating in the program?
Actually, they participate, and they have a good feedback, and go back to their schools. And even the summer, after summer, they make their drawing and what activities they doing with us in the museum, and they were very happy and about what they are doing, and even they participate what they doing with their colleague. When they came back to the school, yeah. And even the parents came to us and thanks us for make this the time of summer. It's not they wasting their time. No, they know how to invest their time in summer. Yes, the parents are coming to us and thanks us for what the museum activities doing to the children. Actually, yes.
What are your tips for parents to enjoy the museum activities with their kids, which is family bonding in another way? But both the parents and the children gain, of course, more knowledge.
Actually, we offering a fair to the Egyptians family. We have here the friendship of museum, and we training the student of archaeologists university. They came and the training how they explain the museum for the families, Egyptian families. So we make this tour for free. The student makes this tour for free, so the families, Egyptian families, can have a fun time with their children and have a free tour in the museum. Yes, and enjoy the day with the children and the parents. Yes.
What is the suitable age for these activities?
Yeah, we have a different ages, and we have a category of activities.
Different categories, huh?
Different categories for different programs, and we announce them for individual in the page of on Facebook. Yes.
Okay. What is the suitable age for this? I did ask you. Are the activities varying according to the children's age, or are they the same?
It's dependent on the activities itself, because the young children they can't have the special program for have they can understand and deal with things and with the program, and the adult have a different program. Yes, it's according of the program itself. Yes.
Okay, what can children learn from museums in general?
Actually, there is a new rule around the world of the museums. It's not only to display the object and showcases. No, it's contact with the audience or with the people or visitor itself, and especially the young people or the children. We would like to make the children have a direct contact with their heritage and their history, because we have a very strong history all over the world. So we have this direct contact with the children. Yes.
How should parents make the most of their children's trip to the museum? How should parents make the most of their children's trip to the museum? Meaningly, when their children come to visit the museum, how do parents make the children understand everything and more knowledge about them, take more knowledge about the museum?
Actually, there's two ways. Maybe the parents can culture themselves and know what the content of the museum. And secondly, they can came to the museum and ask for this offering we have for the Egyptians family, to explain and make a tour to the Egyptian family for free in the museum. Yes.
How would these activities raise a children's passion to learn more about tourism and antiquities in Egypt?
Yes, actually, they they realize the precious of their history and our history, and it show that the ancient Egyptian history, it's very precious, and that it give them. You know, when you have the thing in your hand, sometimes you didn't realize how it's precious. But we make their view more for our culture and our heritage. So they already realized and start to love our heritage and the culture, especially after the ceremony of removing the mummy from and the ceremony happening here. It's make a huge announcing for the children, and they are related barely to their heritage. And also after the opening of the Namek Museum, they go to see the mummies they saw in the ceremony of transforming from here to the Namek. Yes.
This was a day of course, pride for all Egyptians, and of course the entire world was watching all of Egypt. Yes, the entire world.
This image is stick in the head of the children, so they came and asking for this heritage, and they become very passionate to know more and more about the ancient Egyptian history. Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that these activities can revitalize the internal tourism movement?
Yes, it's a movement. Yes, it's okay. Yes, yes.
How does it help?
Yeah, it's help in many ways actually, and also it's help to make a spotlight of the Egyptian museum. After opening the new museum, we're still working and we still have our activity, and we still attract more audience, and especially the Egyptians. They came for, you can see now, it's become a crowded again. Yes, thank you, God. Yes.
Okay. The Ministry of Education